Okay. Just trying to tidy up my painty mess over here. Got to put them away. Okie doke. So let's see if this is on Facebook yet. Says it is. There it is. And let's put the link to the YouTube video here in the comments on Facebook, so that when Facebook deletes this in 30 days, you will still be able to access it. And I'm just going to share this into the Creative Family group. Then I'm going to send out the messenger message. Doesn't have a link, that messenger message, but that's our new alert message. Hello, Laura. How are you? Then, oops, and it shared my link twice. That's interesting. Then I'm just going to put it in the live notifications. And then I'm going to share it to that one. Right. Right-eo. So it's working there. Hello, Angela. Hello, Dee. Hello, Tina. Okay, so in the August, we're in August class group. This is what we did last night. And this is what we did on Wednesday night. Naomi John did Wednesday night. I wasn't 100%. And August is our last monthly group we will be doing, because from September we will be in our new Creative Hub. Well, a new Creative Hub community group first, and then we'll go from there. We'll work between there and the hub, the actual hub. Hello, Di. Hello, Margaret. So tonight I am going to make an exploding box, and you would know that if you saw my Facebook post not long ago when we got home. So I have the single sheet of under construction we have left. I've got 2 bits of it. This is Grunge Street. I thought this would be interesting. I've got like an under construction companion page and another one, and then this baby that I released this afternoon because I thought need to have that, because we have the cutouts but we don't have the warning tapes. Yeah. And then I've got like rice collage papers, diamonds, pockets, triangles. Under construction is really popular for our add-ons like these. Pockets, circles. These are the rounded pockets. More diamonds, more pockets. More collage paper, not in any order, tags, frames, some hearts, and then I grabbed the red from Poppies, which is paper 1, and I've got some paper 2 from Sunny Days, some paper 3 from Sunny Days, paper 4 from Sunny Days, and then just as a side step, if you didn't want to do an orange, you could do a blue with Island Sands number 3. Hello Tanya, hello Diana, watching on Tube, hello Joanne. Funny how I'm doing the pastime super weekend. It did under construction today. Oh, there you go, Diana. Happy Land number 6. This is Cutest Garden. If it says Cutest Farm and it's got a gnome, it's Cutest Garden because I made a mistake. Cutest Garden number 3. And if you wanted to do teal instead of the orange or the yellowy orange colour, you could do Traveller's Journal number 2. And I've got some of the black and white print from Robot Antics number 4, which might be handy. I do have Kitty Bugs paper. Do we think we need to look at Kitty Bugs paper? I also have, actually, before we do that, we got delivery today. There was nothing missing, even though the one of the boxes was heavily damaged. We got some Couture Creations. I was going to do an unboxing, but because one of the boxes was completely ripped apart, I had to pull it all out, count it all, and just quadruple check that nothing was missing. Like last time we had a ripped box and we had a lot of stuff missing from an order, so I didn't do an unboxing, sorry. Hello Karen, how are you? So we've got C plates, and then we've got 5x7 and 4x6 card and envelope packs, $22. Get 50 cards, 50 envelopes, and the cards are scored. We've got, now we call this the mini guillotine, but I noticed on my invoice they're calling this the midi guillotine. So I wonder if that's a hint. Just saying, if they're calling this one the midi guillotine, what could be coming? I don't know. I don't know what's coming, but I just noticed that on my invoice today. Hello, Karen. Great, thanks. Hope you're feeling better. A little better, but with construction, yeah. We're at a Stedford again today for over 4 hours today. So construction's time's been shorted in the shop, and yeah, I'll tell you all about it in a minute. We didn't get as much done as needed, so I didn't do anything but moving stuff today. We've got some of the black Teflon scissors. We were meant to have the silver ones as well, but I've just got to ring them Monday because we've got too many of these and not off the others. And it doesn't matter. I'll just order the others next time because, you know, scissors are scissors. The little detail scissors. Now, these are, the blade on these is really nice and short. Sorry, there's a tub between me and the desk. The blade is like to the pivot point is like 1 3/4 inches, and it's very thin. It's very nice and very thin, so they're really good. And then we've got these spring action snips, and then glues. We've got Turbo Tacky. They're the white glues. We know I like those. We've got clear gel tacky glue. We've got the all-purpose art glue in the 120 ml, and then we have the 60 ml all-purpose art glue. So our system classifies product. We sell a fair bit of other brands. We don't sell a lot of other brands. We sell Couture Tools and adhesives. We sell Express adhesives. We sell Ranger tools and colouring things like inks. Montmartre art supplies. We don't sell a lot of other brands, so our system classifies products in A, B, and C class. This is an A class product. Not many products from other brands do we sell enough of as opposed to our own brand to be an A class, but this is an A class product. This means this is very popular. I did not know that. We do have some Montmartre products that are A-class products because they're just beyond popular, like matte gel in a little tube. We sell a lot of that. So, that's my tube bottle of glue there. Okay, I did get myself a new glue. Are you going to bed? Okay.
Good night, hello, goodbye.
And what are we today? 3 from 3.
Oh yeah, we got for choir we got first in everything we were in.
So first in sacred, first in regular primary school choir, and first in dance choir.
Tooth.
What's that?
Tooth.
What about your tooth? Oh yes. Did you write your letter yet? Have to do it on the weekend. Yeah, we told him last night you lost a tooth.
I I just remembered about two.
She lost a tooth yesterday. So yes, we spent over 4 hours at the theatre today. At a Stedford, everyone's saying good night. Yes, and they did extremely well. Extremely well. They sang beautifully. They did really well in all 3 sections, so they did well. Spring Actions is not the Tim Holtz Spring Action. We sell, and mine have disappeared. I've been left with this pair of Gungy ones. We sell the Tim Snips in the 2 sizes. So they're black handled now, and they don't come pre-painted. So we sell this size and the size smaller in the Tim sets. We don't sell the Spring Action ones. I've never been able to jag getting them. We sell these. Last time we got these, they sold out pretty quick. So apparently they're really good. So I've heard. I don't know. Someone might be able to say that bought them last time whether these ones are good. I'm going back. Hello, Marion and Marissa. Marissa only uses Spring Action. I'm saying night to Millie Ann. Hello, Mel. How are you? Oh, is there a super weekend next weekend? No. Ready to use some of mine? No, there's not. But, you know, there's lots of videos you could watch. Diana's catching up on a super weekend at the moment. They're great on your hands. There you go. Hello, Christy. How are you? Okay. Do we want to do cutie bugs? I'm going to put up a link to our retreats page. Maybe John's about to go to Coles. Clinton's already there. I'm going to put up a link to our retreats page because don't let Maddie Meow con me that she hasn't been fed. There you go. I've just been told don't let Maddie Meow con me. Let's see if that worked on Facebook and YouTube. Yes, it did. Right. That's the link to. See you, sweetie. Be safe.
I will.
Have you got Dad's dinner?
Yes, got Dad's dinner.
Okay. You can still book into Cutie Bugs because I forgot to take it down. It's a virtual retreat in September. So this is Cutie Bugs. It is our next collection. It will be released in September as well, but it's also a virtual retreat. So this is paper 1. I am really happy with this. Well, it's on tonight, but I don't know what it's doing. Maybe I don't know. It seems a bit dark. It's a bit odd. So that's paper 1. And then we have paper 2. That's paper 2.
See you, Mum.
See ya. And then we have paper 3. I think because this one's higher than this one, that's why it looks funny. Then we have paper 4. Can you give Naomi our Coles shopping list? I think she's packing shelves. She's with her father tonight packing shelves. And then paper 5. And then we have paper 6. I like it. I think it's cool. Now, if you're already booked into the Cutie Bugs virtual retreat, you've got your email and there's something you need to tell us in the group. So you've got your email with the group link and your code to get in. And then when you get to the group, you've got the link to get into the messenger chat and got a question you've got to answer for your kit. And what else is there? And in the email, you've got a link to shopping, but you've got to be logged in for your shopping to work. But it's only paper and paper packs at this point in time. Thank you, Tina. Oh, on email. Should I receive one for the September monthly kits? If yes, I can't find it. Can it be resent? Karen, your email you would have got for September is about the Creative Hub. So in September, we don't have a September group. We've got the Creative Hub group. So you just need to look out for the email. Your email is about the Creative Hub and how to get in there, because remember, September's in the Creative Hub now. So we probably should get started making our exploding box. Possibly. Thank you, Di. So I've got 2 pieces of black cardstock. I will make a kit for this eventually. Or Naomi will. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our base. And when we take the lid off, we're going to put a lid on it. When we take the lid off, the little arms flap down. Right? Oh, I do have a construction zone chipboard as well. So we're going to make our base and our lid. So we need 2 pieces of cardstock. We're going to do a black base. Now, when you work with black cardstock, a really interesting point is that if you scratch it or dent it, you can mark it and it shows. Not always. We've chosen a black cardstock to stock that is quite matte, so it's not as bad with the making a mark on it or an indent showing all the time. Like, it's not as obvious if you get rough with it accidentally. So you just need to be mindful of that with black cards. I'm going to get my design board out, which I did clean not long ago, but it's... Oh, and I used it upside down and dirtied it. Oh, dear. You get that. Oop, oop, oop. Hello, Sharon. How are you? Are the virtual classes online? Wanted to know how to do this for my little cousin's 18th birthday in October. Cool. That's cool. They're also good for graduations, which I didn't make one last year because I'm a very naughty mum. Do you mean the virtual retreats, Lisa, or the Creative Hub? Sorry. All watching out for dinner. Awesome. Helen, multitasking there. Very proud of that. That's pretty cool. Okay. So let's start. So we're going to make our base. And I'm going to say, okay, we've made a little tiny exploding box before in a class. That will be in the exploding box category on our Creative Hub when it's launched. But step 1 is make sure your base cardstock is actually square. So I've picked a point, started with one side. And mine is just out by a hair's breadth. Now, humans aren't perfect. This is cut by a machine here in Australia, but a human operates the machine. So it may not be absolutely perfect. So do check for this project. Hello, Bronnie. How are you? Haven't seen you in ages. So we've got a 12 by 12 square. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a 4-inch exploding box. I like a 4-inch exploding box. It has less waste. I also do things a little different on this one because I'm a bit of a fan of cheating. I'll show you why. So we're going to score this at 4 inches all the way around. 4 by 4 by 4. Four inches all the way around. So you have options now where you could cut these corners out. You could cut at one point and make it flippy thing. You could cut on the diagonal and make it like a pocket, which I think we're probably going to do. But yeah, so you could cut the square out. The cat just rode something to the ground. You could cut on the diagonal and fold them in to make like pockets, or you could cut just in one way, like cut just here and here, and then these would flip in to make flippy things. Does that make sense? Had a lot going on. We'll fill you in later. It has not been good at all. Oh, well, we've been thinking of you, Bronnie. Definitely thinking of you. So I am thinking I was going to do, yeah, let's not do triangles. Let's do something simple. Let's keep it simple, scrapbooker. So we're going to make it so that they flip in. So each one has a bit that flips in. Let's do that. Waste not, want not. So to do that, you could cut down the middle of this score line, but when you do that, you actually end up with a bit of a, when you fold your end in, like fold your side up, it sort of gets a bit jammed. And when you bring this one in, it gets a bit jammed. So what I do is I cut on the outer edge of my fold. So I cut on this outer edge and this outer edge of my fold. And then I just snip. So I'm just cutting out that little channel piece. So we're going to cut this one out, and this one, and this one, and this one. Doing like a fan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now I've got to get it right, haven't I? And I've got to see it because it's black. Rightio. My son is away this weekend. I think they call him a bridesman. So it's not a bridesmaid. He's like, he's not with the groom, he's with the bride. I just need to turn this because I actually can't see. I do need new glasses. I know that. Better to take like multiple bites. Like don't just try and cut right through on the first run. I'm going to use this. Sorry, I actually can't see. My phone is blipping. We have a Super Saturday at the shop tomorrow. So if you're in Gladstone, don't forget it's Super Saturday weekend. So it's 9 till 4 tomorrow. It's $10. I think Quentin's making scones for morning tea. Di was making something for morning tea as well. And then tomorrow night at 7 we have a paint party class. It's the one with the sunflowers and the wine bottle. So that's tomorrow night at 7. And then Sunday we have a splatter room in the morning. Hello, Deborah. I've been at basketball. There you go. So if you're not so accurate with scissors, you could use your trimmer. You could use the craft knife and the ruler if you could see, but I just can't see. It is Missy that rode something to the ground. So notice how when I turn, I'm coming over to this right-hand one. I turn to the next side and I'm over on the right-hand score line. Now, I haven't folded anything yet. So this little channel we're cutting is what you would call easing. So it's helping it to fit together a bit easier and ease the pieces together. So we have a new notification system for when we do videos. It doesn't have a link, but it does tell you where we are live. So tonight's would have told those that got it that we were on Facebook and YouTube. So that means our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. To join that list, all you have to do is on a Facebook post, not a YouTube video, on one of our Facebook posts or a live video like this on Facebook, not in the Creative Family group, only on Facebook, because I've only got that. I'm just trialing the software. I think I've just about got it working. You just type in the word alert. So you could type alert in now, and what happens is it will, we will comment back. We will like your comment. We will comment back letting you know that we've sent you a messenger message, and we will send you a messenger message. And that message, you need to click on yes, I'm in to join the list, because we have to have agreement from you that you would like to get messages from us whenever we go live. We don't send links with it because I sent a link and no one got it, or only 2 people got it, because it doesn't like links. I have to meet all the anti-spam rules. I don't understand why I have to when others don't. Feels a bit harsh sometimes when, you know, other companies are allowed to spam us with stuff and small businesses like us aren't. But play by the rules and play nice. There we go. So we have, yeah, don't think about what it looks like. Let's just not do that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold each of these in, and I'm going to make sure that I line it up nicely. Now it is going to be a tiny fraction longer because we cut a little bit off the other end, but we're going to fix that in a minute. It's the little details. It's the little things like easing, creating an easing channel. and also, see, I rubbed on that a bit much. Creating your easing channel and then doing this next little trimmy bit. They're the things that make something like this just that bit more special. So I'm lining it up nice and neat. Rightio. So I'm checking that it all looks okay. That's not too bad. That's not overhanging by a ridiculous amount. There we go. Busy, busy. Wish I could. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open them back up and we're just going to fold that in. There we go. Open it up to fold this in so we get a nice crisp fold. So open it, fold it in, open, fold it in. So now we have our base. Yeah. They want a spring, but they'll be right. We'll make them work. You can't see that because it's all black. There we go. Oh, I had it on an angle. But we've got it. So these are 4 inches. So they can lean in. And so if you make your lid exactly 4 inches, you think, oh, yep, they'll lean in a bit because, you know, they have movement, but it's their width. It's the fact that they have a 4-inch width that means that our lid needs to be just, it's a hair's breadth bigger, like an absolute hair's breadth bigger. So let's get our piece of black card, our other one. And what we're going to cut is we're going to cut. So we're going to build our base and then we're going to do some decorating. We're going to cut a piece. So we really want a 6-inch by 6-inch. But what we're going to do is we're going to do like, let's do a 6 1/8 by 6 1/8. And it just gives us a tiny bit. Sometimes I do 6 1/16 by 6 1/16, but that's a crappy measurement to start with. But it's also just sometimes by the time you decorate the pages and the box, it's just not enough. Does that make sense? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 inch all the way around. So I'm actually going to turn it so that our bit of easing, our 1/8 of an inch, ends up in the middle by just doing 1 inch all the way around. And then let's fold them all. Rightio. So we've got this. We need to make it so it fits a bit nicer. So an exploding box makes the most amazing, I meant to bring the sample from work, makes the most amazing graduation gift. Because what you do is you make your lid. Then you put a rectangle on it and you put a tassel in it, and that you make it like, you make the whole grad hat thing. So there are a couple of ways we can deal with our lid. We could cut a piece here and then just tuck that under. We could cut across the corner and then stick them together. We could have come out further and done a tuck under, but what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a staggered approach. Well, I'm going to do a staggered approach like we did on this. Go in all the way around. So I'm actually going to go along the edge. So I'm actually, how do I describe it? So I'm actually on the edge of the cardstock, not on the fold. So I'm on the edge of the fold. I'm showing you. So I've got the fold is attached to the little bit there. And then this is the edge of the fold that I've cut here. So I'm cutting on the edge of the fold. And you know what? I should have done this before I fold them, because it's actually easier to see before you fold them. Okay. So then what we do is we just bring this in like that and tuck it in. But you can see when we do that, we've got this little bit out. So we've got that little piece out. Don't know if you can see that because it's black on black. You can see against my finger there's a little lip there. So what we need to do is do what we did earlier. And we cut on the other side. I'll show you. And then when we tuck it in, it tucks in flush. See? So we're actually cutting our channel easing again. Don't come in too far or you'll make a hole here, but it's black on black. You're really not going to see it. So while I cut this, so a lot of you know we were selling our building. Not something we pursued necessarily. People that were buying our building approached us. We did get real estate agents in early in the piece for valuation opinions. I will say that. So it was meant to go unconditional yesterday, and on Tuesday they actually pulled out of purchasing our building. And yes, we had heard it was a done deal around town from some reliable sources, but we had already started pulling parts of the shop apart. Now we're moving the shop around because we're staying put. Has left us, it kind of threw us for 6, but we will survive. I'm just testing all these. And as one door closes, another one opens, as they say. And yeah, we just have to, it has been a very long, drawn out experience. But I kind of don't want to go through it again. But we will eventually possibly sell the building, I suppose. Someone else will come and... This is the first time that someone came with a offer, a legitimate offer. Let's put it that way. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stick these together, but I'm not going to just use some tape. I'm going to use tape and glue, and I'm going to burnish it so that it all stays nice. And you're going to see me do something I don't do. I'm actually going to cut my tape. Yep. I don't usually cut tape, do I? But yeah, so we're staying put, but all of the changes we were making to our business and how we were actually restructuring our whole empire kind of thing. It's not an empire, it's just a small, we're a small craft manufacturing brand with a retail store. But yeah, it's definitely some serious change going to happen to the way we do things. But you'll still see Scrapbook Fantasies as a brand around. We'll still be around. We'll still be your favorite brand. You will actually see us in 2 new stores. We've had a store. We actually haven't done much wholesale for a while, I'll be really honest. We've only had 1 store buying from us regularly wholesale for quite some time. So I've got glue and tape and being careful with the glue. This one I haven't quite met up, so I'm just going to hold it here. No, it is an empire. It's your empire. Thank you, Diane. How are you? Thank you. It is a bit of an empire. It's a bit of a behemoth of a beast, actually, some days with all the things we do. But yes, so last week we had a new store come on board, and this week we started talking to another new store. So, yeah, you will see our products at 2 new locations. I can't say where yet, because I don't think they've got it on their the first one doesn't have it on their shelves, and the second one, her order hasn't been sent yet because she hasn't finalized it. So it's very exciting. But as I was talking to my beautiful mother-in-law today, who's one of our biggest cheerleaders, and she said that exactly the same thing. I didn't even have to say it, that as one door closes, another one opens, and obviously it was not meant to be. We are meant to keep our building. We do love our building. It is a burden, a financial burden at times, owning a commercial building, but we do love her. It's a her. She's a her. But yeah, Quentin's been, we're moving things around, doing a bit of construction, so that we can do what we were going to do in the other new place we were going to move to. Okay, so there we go. We've got them. I'm just pushing them on. One of the things you have to be really careful about is, like, when you burnish, that you don't scratch the cardstock. Let's close that. Let's not have wholesale for you. Yes. We used to have more stores purchasing from us. Some of those stores now self-manufacture their own stuff. Now, see, this is the hard part. I've got this little bit that's not right, but I've got to come from this end. But yes, some of them now produce their own products that used to buy from us. And you know what? That's okay. They're producing Australian, well, they're getting stuff made for them in Australia. So at the end of the day, we want to see more Australian made products. We want to see you be able to walk into a craft shop, like a paper craft store in Australia, and buy Australian made product first. So if it's not our product, we want it to be some sort of Australian made product. And unfortunately, some stores that were stocking our stuff aren't still open. But, stores come and go. Things do happen. Life changes. People retire. Probably shouldn't try and snip that off. Okay. I don't know what I was doing there. So let's close our box and put our lid on. There we go. And it goes on nicely because we've given a little bit of room to go on. Not always easy when doors close, though. Something amazing is coming, I'm sure. I hope so, too. Sorry, I've been missing in action for a while for a number of reasons. Were you selling and moving? Yes. Yes, we had someone come in February and offer to buy our building, and it has dragged out until now. We did have a contract, but it's not meant to be. So I think we should use a piece of this under construction number 1, which is the only under construction pattern paper left. I think then what we might do is chuck in a touch of the companion page maybe. And we could put in maybe. And where's that new piece I designed today? Where are they? They're in here somewhere. Maybe. Now, anyone that's coming on later, we did earlier on have the Cutie Bugs paper. I showed the Cutie Bugs paper because it arrived today. We have a busy weekend. Oh, here it is, here. We have a very busy weekend. So once the weekend is over, then I'll probably take Cutie Bugs down, the virtual retreat. But for the moment, it will stay there. My mantra, what is meant to be will be. Yes, yes, yes. What is meant to be will be. So let's use this beautiful piece first. And I actually think what we should try and do is put it in here like this. And then when we open these up, it's the bit that's there. Does that make sense? So we have this center piece in the middle, and then we have the bits on the sides out here. And then in here, in the corners, we have the corner pieces. So it's going to be a bit of a, it's going to feel a little wasteful at times too, I'm just saying. So we're going to cut this to, so these pieces need to be 3 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches, right? I need a piece of paper. My brain's hurting. I don't think I've got calculating in me. What's this piece of paper? It's telling me cards I need to make for someone. So we need 3 3/4 by 3. So that's 9, 10 1/4. Please tell me that's right. 3 3s are 9. 9 quarters is 1 and, oh no, it's not. No, it is not. It is 2 1/4. So it's 11 1/4 inches by 11 1/4 inches gives me 3 3 3/4. That will look fantastic. Thank you. Hello, Mel. Rightio. So let's cut this to 12 inches first. So start on an even playing field with a 12 by 12 piece. So we've snipped that off and we've got that bit. We might be able to use that somewhere else. So then we want to bring it down to 11 1/4 by 11 1/4 because we want to keep this in the middle. Please tell me that's in the center. Yeah. Just make sure it's in the center. Just making sure I designed it properly. You know. You never know. So 11 1/4 means I've got to cut 3/4 of an inch off. So I've got to come in 3/8 of an inch. So I come in 1/4 plus an eighth. So I'm going to be at the 11 5/8 mark. So that's halfway between 11 1/2 and 11 3/4. So these first two, so the first two I'm going to cut at 11 5/8. And then the next two are going to be cut at 11 1/4. By 11 1/4. Right. Look at that. For our barcode strip page we were discussing last weekend. So then what we're going to do is we're going to get this and we're going to cut it at 3 3/4. 3 3/4. And then hopefully this is 3 3/4. Yep. So then we're going to turn it. And we're going to build it over here. Whoops. Sorry. Let's just knock that back. So we're going to build it over here to the right. So 3 3/4. And 3 3/4. So I'm rebuilding it as I go so that it's easy to put it together and it'll look nice. It'll look nice if I get it wrong. Maybe not. So we're just going to keep cutting our 3 3/4 pieces. Lucky we're paper crafters and we can use skinny strips because that's all we've been left with. Put that away and let's have a look. Oh, look, my rig's not that messy. It's not that far off kilter. That's a miracle. Rightio. So look at that. All gonna be beautiful. In a production line world, I should have put tape on the back of that before I hacked it up, because then I could just go whip, whip, whip and stick, stick, stick. Whereas now I need to tape as I go. I'm going to get something a little wider. This is like 24 mil. This is my favorite stuff. Yep, 3 strips of tape. You could distress this, realistically. You could. Okay, we're nearly at the 1 hour mark. I do have to be careful when I make projects like this because I get a bit time ridiculous. Now, if you are interested in the Creative Hub, which you probably don't even know what I'm talking about, we have a Zoom on Sunday. If you would like to know more about the Creative Hub, if you are in the Creative Hub because you've got a kit subscription, or you've subscribed for the year to watch, or you've subscribed every month to watch, and you pay, you have a rolling subscription where you pay every month, this includes you as well. So you get a bit of a, you know, update on what's going on. On Sunday, we are having a Zoom. So you can only get the info and the link for the Zoom if you are a member of the Creative Hub, or a member of our creative family group. Now, we've had a heap of people try to join the creative family group recently that haven't answered any of the questions, or they've just said they agree. You really do need to answer the questions because I've got to know who you are and where you're from. I kind of have to make sure that you're not a random scammer. I'm sure you're not a random scammer, but I do need to make sure that you're not a random scammer, because we have had scammers try to get in and they don't get in because we're very particular about everyone's safety in there. Okay, so we've got our 4 outer pieces. It's looking good. Now let's put our centerpiece in. So I'm going to turn it this way. I want to make sure I get it right. Peel our tape off. So love the orange and black paper for the explosion box. Looking good so far. Thank you. It looks pretty amazing when you use a paper. And look at that. It's not quite perfectly in the center. But look at that. Doesn't that look cool? So then when we... So let's do this one over here. So yeah, the Creative Hub is going to be, well, it is a work in progress, but it is going to be a resource and reference place where you will be able to access all of our videos, all of our classes, and they're organized by year and month or type. There is an exploding box category. There is a mini book category that then is divided by size and type. There is a double page category, which may need to get divided down. Just saying. Yeah, Naomi John thinks it's going to have too many in it, but we'll see how we go. The single pages are divided into collection by collection, but there's 2 single page sets because we have more than 30 collections. Yeah, so it's divided into A to O and then P to Z so far. How else are they divided? Cards is divided into types of card, like square cards, tall cards, mini cards. So it will be a place where you will be able to find the videos and look at them, watch them. If you've got an old kit, you'll be able to search to find what you need. Okay. So let's do a test. So the whole way through I do tests and make sure things work. There we go. Super cool. It's turning out really cool, isn't it? So I'm actually thinking we use the companion page orange around the outside, and then we do a little bit of orange on top with like this sketchy bit one, and then we do like 1, 2, 3, 4 inside, and then we put like something inside the lid, like this or this inside the lid. Let's do that. So let's do our outer pieces. So this is a measurement you have to measure. You know it, you know kind of what it's going to be. You know it's going to be 4 inches less 1 inch, right? We know this here is going to be 3 inches, but I still like to check. The hub will be awesome. Yeah, it's going to save you time. Yes, there are a lot of the videos that will be in there. Not all. A lot of the videos are on our YouTube channel, but YouTube's getting really hard to search. But they will be there. We're going to start off with we've got a pretty good system at the moment with how we record our live videos in our Facebook groups. So in the Creative Hub community group, which is where you can share your projects, support each other, you know, help each other with creative dilemmas, that sort of thing. We'll record the videos in there and then they'll get downloaded and pop straight into the Creative Hub for this month. So at the top, there's some info about where to start and some technique-y stuff. And then there's a box. Then there's a category that's this month, and then there's last month. So you'll be able to go into this month, click on it, go in, and this month's videos will all be in there. So when we record a video, we have it so you can stream it to your television on YouTube, or you can watch it on Facebook, because you can't stream to a telly from Facebook anymore. So we do that. We're going to keep that up for a bit. We can record and teach live in the hub on the platform, but that's something that we have to learn and you have to learn. So we're not doing that straight away, because that's a whole other box of cats we just don't want to open right now. But we will eventually do that. Well, we'll try it. See if we like it. See if you like it. If we don't like it, we won't do it. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to cut the selvage off our orange piece. The bottom. I'm going to cut this side. Then we're actually going to remove our fuss cutting. Let's just be brutally honest and just do that so that Alicia doesn't accidentally hack it up. Then we're going to just trim right along here. So we need these to be, how wide have we got? Yes, we have. So we need 3 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches. Let me just think. There we go. Nice. Look at that. Just beautiful. So we need 4 of those. By 2 3/4, 2 3/4, and 2 3/4. And we'll put that with our scraps. We may be able to grab a piece of black and just make a page at the end. Then for on the lid, we need a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I probably need to think about what I'm going to decorate this thing with, because, you know, we're at the 1 hour mark. So they're there, and that's for my top. This is for up on the top of the lid. And what were we going to put on the top? I actually think this spot will look better. And then what we could do is we could put this one inside the lid and put this spot on top. Let's do that because the spot's a little lighter. I think the spot will show up better. So let's cut our barcode. Then we need this to be, well, inside the lid needs to be 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So that's for inside our lid. And it's not matched, but that's okay. And then on our lid needs to be, let's trim this nicely. Needs to be 3.5 inches. We're always inches by 3.5 inches. So on Sunday, we're hoping it works. When we do our Zoom, we're going to actually take you inside, not the back end, but inside the hub. What you will see inside our creative hub and what it's going to look like and how you'll navigate around at the start. Remembering it's going to change as it, well, it's not going to change, it's going to evolve. If things aren't easy to find, we will be able to make them easier as we go along. I don't think we're going to have to change a lot once we've got it started. Okay, so I am thinking we put construction zone on the top and then we put some of these tools and things on the inside. And we put like a helmet on top. So I've got my black paint pen. It is really exciting. Oh, what am I doing? I've got a mouse underneath, like not a real one, like a computer mouse underneath the paper. And it was getting rolled around. I shared the retreat link, didn't I? And YouTube is working. Here we go. So I'm going to get my black paint pen and I'm just going to quickly, massive shout out to Naomi John who cut this for me at the 11th hour just before we left work today, because this is one of those chippy cuts that doesn't matter how many we make, we just can't keep it hanging on the wall. Though it's going to get moved. Its wall is actually being pulled down. Or, well, what it hangs on the wall is being pulled down and moved up near the front of the store. So chippy cuts are going to get a new home closer to the front of the store. And, yeah. I moved some of the mixed media today. A lot of the mixed media stuff and art stuff is on tables right now. Okay, before we do this next bit, I think the inside of the zone should be white and then we do the construction and the outline in black. So I'm going to do, oh geez, this is the one that Naomi John used on Wednesday night and she clacked a few times. Do a couple of coats of white and then we'll do it. So it's really inky. Okay, so what if we put this piece on top on chippy strip so it sort of had that dimension? I think that'll look good. Rightio. So yeah, we did forget, because we spent so much time at the Estedford today, we did forget to take progress photos. We had been taking a lot of progress photos previously. So we'll have to take some extra ones tomorrow. It's very exciting. And we have our first like art class, painting art class in a really long time tomorrow night. So that's exciting. Okay, let's cut the middle out of this. So this piece was 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. But before we do anything, let's stick, so glue there. Let's stick our inner piece in here. Now, this is kind of one of those, you know, well, I said a bag full of cats before, but this is like herding cats, trying to stick something in the middle like this and get it nice, because to turn the tape over on the edge doesn't always work well. Okay, I'm going to put my head in the way. I'm really sorry. I'm making a funny face. Lucky you can't see my face. Something will end up with heaps of painting classes. Yes. Well, it's nearly school holidays again here in Queensland. So school holiday means kids classes, kids painting classes. Splatter room is moving in the store. It's moving up closer to the front. Well, it's going to be moving into the middle. Clint wants his garage back. Splatter room's an amazing space, and it's been very well received. The thing is that when we moved, it was going to have its own building. Lucky we didn't pay for it. Lucky we held off on that one. Yeah, that would have been a bit harsh. So yeah, now it's just getting a room of its own inside the building that we have now. Okay. The new splatter room will be bigger. So we can have a few more people or kids. Okay, so let's put this face down like this. So we know we need an even border on the bottom and the sides, like that. That's what we're just going to do. I might need to use a heat tool on my title. Look at that. Okay, so inside our lid. So as you get each layer on your exploding box, it gets a little bit more body and it becomes a little bit more structurally sound, like it feels a little more sturdy. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Just has a beauty of all of its own and a simplicity that's, you know, amazing. Okay, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to heat dry this without knocking the light over and the rig over, which I usually do. Let's give these a bit of a... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. It's just a habit, isn't it? Okay, heat tool without knocking the light over. Okay, there we go. I'm not going to heat it on my Crab design board because that could, you know, it's not good to heat it. Just saying, it's acrylic. You shouldn't heat it. Okay. Now to do this without making a mess. So it's okay to just do section by section. So I'm just coming along and I'm just doing section by section. Wonder if Amelia went to sleep or if she's in a room reading with a torch. Just gonna say that was my MO. I was that kid who could be found under the blankets with a torch reading. Yep. She does it. Oh, I made a mistake. Her sister does it as well. Used to do it as well. Oops. Let's try that. I'm going to get a thin pen out. I'm going to get a thin pen out. I'm going to fix this and then get a thin one. Never send a broad pen to do the job. What happened? Are we still playing? Yes. Okay, all of a sudden, all of the comments. I'm loving what you're creating. Thank you. Okay. Oh, yeah, the comments in that back. Never send a thin pen to do what a broad pen to do what a thin pen should do. Okay. I'll have to look at that after. There is an even thinner end with this pen. Whoops. I went inside the line. I'm spending more time on this title than I did on the whole rest of the box. Dearie me. Okay. Let's get the thicker. Okay. Gee willikers. So this is the thing. Our classes that we do and videos are not edited. If it takes me half an hour to do the title, unfortunately, you're going to have to watch me do it for half an hour. I suppose when you watch it later, you could fast forward this bit. And if I make a mistake, like I did earlier, you see it, and you see me have to fix it. Because, oh boy, I am human. I make lots of mistakes. Life is messy. My life is super messy sometimes. That is not our cat, if you can hear that meowing. That is just the latest tomcat that is hanging around our yard for some reason. When we got home yesterday evening, well, it was fairly late when we got home, Missy was sitting on the driveway, oblivious to the fact that she was about to be pounced on. She's not the smartest, you know. I actually think the chooks do more protecting of her than she does of them. But yes, she was about to be pounced on. Poor little old cherub. Missy's our cat that's blind in one eye. And that wasn't caused by another cat. That was caused by humans. Okay. It's not perfect, but it's done. Oh my gosh. It is done. So now I'm just going to put this colour black up along here. Because they are slightly different. I do have the broad pilot pens coming in other colours, but I haven't arrived yet. I better chase that up. I did say that the other day, didn't I, that I was going to chase that up? Okay. So in here, these ones in here, we're going to put patterns from our Robot Antics paper. So let's trim down here. And we need them to be 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. We're going, yay, we're back to actually doing something again. Not just colouring in the title badly. 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. It's going to be a bit hard when we do our weekly roundup in the morning because we have to select a spot where we don't have things pulled apart. I'm sure we'll find somewhere, but the store's a little pulled apart. So you could add photos to this. Definitely. You could add photos. Tape. I have a mess again. It was a bit messy last night. Yeah. I'll tape it up. So what have we used? We've used, I didn't even use my warning tapes that I designed today. Mascaras, will there be a kit for this? Yes, there will be. Not tonight. Mamie John's at Coles. I'll make a kit. We'll make a kit tomorrow. We will make a kit tomorrow. So we have used in this 2 pieces of black cardstock, 2 pieces of pattern paper, a chipboard sheet, it's a size 3, and a companion page. See, they're nice bright surprises in there, aren't they? Okay, let's cut our chipboard. So when you cut your chipboard, what we want to do is we just want to follow with the blade. Now, I don't use my fussy cutting scissors. I use my, these are not even my scissors because my old Tim scissors have disappeared. So these are someone's painty ones. It's Naomi John's. I don't think it was even Naomi John that swapped them out. I think it was Miss Amelia Ann, and it involved some project of hers. Just putting this one on here because you can see the difference between the two. Oh, I do have a confession to make. I'm not quite finished the book I was reading. Yeah, not quite finished the book I was reading. And I started a new book. Yeah. I just needed to read something. I needed to read a book for pleasure because I've been reading work-related books and software books. While I was in Japan, I read a business model innovation and change book, like, because we were changing our business model. We are changing our business model a bit. We're updating our business model. So that, I read a textbook on business models while I was in Japan. Finished it a week and a half ago. But yeah, or 2 weeks ago I finished it. But yes, I was reading one on using software, use of software. So I will admit my name is Alicia, and I'm not reading what I'm probably meant to be reading right now. I got Alison Weir's new book while we were in Brisbane when we got back into Australia. So some of you probably know that I read. I like reading historical novels. Like, I like reading about history. So I do like English history in particular. This one's about Cardinal Wolsey, who was spelt nothing like it's a very similar name to my maiden name, but my maiden name's a German name. He is the cardinal that worked for Henry VIII. So, sorry, I'm just cutting this and just waffling about the book I'm reading. Sorry. Mind you, I get a business book club. A business book club. Yeah, I get a new book each month. Well, I got more than one book this time because they were out of an extra book. I wanted the extra book I wanted last time, and I got an extra one this time too because I like them. But yeah, Shock Horror, the book we were actually meant to get this month, I've already got it and read it because I got it when it was on pre-release. So I had to get a different one. Do you think the little one or the big one on top? I think the big one on top. What do you think? How is Miss Amelia going? I may have missed her tonight while I was on a phone call. Yes, Diane, you did. We had a Stedford today, and she did really well. They did amazing. They got 3 firsts. The kids did. They did fabulous, and she was awesome as always. Miss Amelia is quite a performer. She does love her singing. So they got a first in the spiritual section, and they got a first in the primary school choir section, which they were first by a long shot, apparently. And they got a first in dance choir. What do we think? I'm thinking just need something behind it. Okay, we've got a little strip here. We're going to make this just a leftover strip of our orange. We're going to make it, right, it's our end piece. It's going to be like 3/4 of an inch by 3¼ inches. Like that. And then we'll do that. But she's been having a really good time. She's been loving school and dance, and let's do that. What else has she been on? Been reading a lot. Yesterday was, because choir was today, yesterday our school did Book Week Parade and she went as Rey Skywalker. She was extremely proud of herself. I was just impressed that we were able to pull off the costume. People knew she was definitely from Star Wars. They could tell. So, and her, like her walking sticky thing, because she was representing Rey when she was younger, was her father's, the handle off the hoe, the garden hoe. He was more worried about not getting his garden hoe handle back. She's already trying to work out what she's going to go as next year, which is very hard because she's reading. She's like me. She's reading a few books at a time. I actually read a couple of books at a time. Hello, Quentin. Yeah, they did very well, Diane. We were there for nearly 4 hours, but or just over 4 hours. Quentin and I were at a Stedford for, but it was worth it. Over the years, between, you know, my business and Quentin's career, we missed so much. Even with Amelia, we've missed stuff too. So we try not to miss a single thing now for any of the kids. We've done that for a long time now. So we've put a bit of yellow in there. And if we put this on chippy strip and raise it up. Okay. I think it'll look cool. A helmet. It's a helmet and mono goggles, which if you're from here, we see all the time. It's just part of a regular daily life in a big industrial city. Even the secretaries at the plants wear monogoggles, and hard hats are just the way of the world here. We actually wear monogoggles in a splatter room. What does that? Those tools are very cool. It would be great to colour parts of them with metallic silver. It would be, actually. I'm being a bit boring, aren't I, Karen? Amelia was amazing in a choir. She's so expressive. And she bops along. Along on the end, it was Amelia, Noah, and Macy, and they were just, you know, getting right into the music. Although I just don't know if the white polo shirt that's now like a dirty, gungy, browny, towny colour, that was the costume for Dance Quiet. I just don't think that's going to go into circulation at our house. It's looking pretty trashed. She did a good job of getting her hair, because they had to mess their hair up for Dance Choir. Did a good job of getting it neat again to go back to school. Some of the girls, I don't know if they would have been that successful. Because they really messed their hair up. At least Amelia's is only short. Rightio. So you could put photos in there, so you could put poems, you could stick it, glue it, like you could tape a treat to each of these, like Kit Kats or something, and then you could put gift cards inside, you could put little notes or stories or letters. You know what? You can do anything with these. Fill it with Matchbox cards, or you can either actually fill them inside with chocolates. I've got one. I made it in class, actually. We made one and we put a little, you know, the little tiny Nutella bottles. We made one to fit around a small, a little Nutella jar. I hope I've got the recording of that class for it to go into the hub, because that was an awesome class. So yeah, we actually built it around a little jar of Nutella. So there we go. That is our exploding box. Sometimes I, with my scraps, put a piece on the bottom to really decorate it. And you could put strips. If you put strips on here, they would be 3/4 of an inch wide by 3 3/4 long. But I don't think I'm going to. I like it as it is. I could come along with this piece and put it there, but I don't have enough. I only have enough of this for 3 sides, but I do have enough of these other bits. So that's our box there. And then when you open it up, you can open up the pages. Pretty cool, I think. They are really, really easy. The trick for me, the thing is, it's that, you know how we cut that little channel here, like this little channel? That little channel on the lid and here makes a huge difference to how it goes together, and that it doesn't get like bunched up here. Otherwise it can get bunched up just along this edge here. Chocolate's favorites, yeah. Oh, sorry. The shed is my new shed rag. I actually don't think it's clean enough even for your shed, Quentin. For the chocolates, yep. Thank you, Karen and Di. Love the explosion box. Looks awesome. I've wanted this class for ages. Yep. We did a whole heap back in 2020 and 2021. But I thought, oh, we need to do this again. I probably should do the graduation hat one again. It is really cool. I might redo that video too. Thank you. It's fabulous, says Tina. Filled with chocolates would be a great Father's Day present. Oh my gosh. She's asleep. You can talk to the other daughter that's there. Your chocoholic mate that's at Coles with you. Thank you, Di. I don't know what made me sneeze. Unfortunately, because we're not moving, we're not escaping from the trees that Quentin's allergic to at the shop, which is really unfortunate. Okay, so when are we back? We are... Hold the phone. Let me just get my journal out. This is my work journal. Let me get it out and let me have a look. So we are back on Monday for Mixed Media Monday. This is our September program. In the Creative Hub, that little calendar at the top has circled on it the days when we've got classes or Zooms or different things on. So that's something that's in there as well, in the Creative Hub community group. Thank you, Dee. Thank you, Marion. Tomorrow morning for a roundup. Oh, yes. Whoops. Tomorrow morning for weekly roundup. We will be back again. So tomorrow morning, weekly roundup. Tomorrow from 9 till 4 is Super Saturday at our store in Gladstone. Tomorrow night we have like paint party painting class, doing the wine bottle and the sunflowers from 7 p.m. And then Monday night we'll be in the Creative Family group and on Naomi John's YouTube channel for Mixed Media Monday. And then we'll be in the August group on Wednesday night and Thursday night. And then next weekend, what's next weekend? Nope, all good. We'll be back on Friday next weekend as well. Where will we find the Zoom link? On Sunday morning, I'm going to put the Zoom link in the Creative Hub community Facebook group and in the Creative Family group. So it'll only be in those two places, and they'll be the only two places you'll find it. So if by lunchtime Sunday you haven't found it in the feeds, send us a messenger message or chat on the online store just to make sure. And it'll be 5 o'clock Sunday, Queensland time will be our Zoom about Creative Hub. So awesome. And hopefully I can answer everybody's questions. There is one thing with the Zoom. We are asking everyone to use their video on the Zoom so we actually know who you are. And it's nice to see everybody. So we are asking everyone to use their videos on Sunday. At least to check in with their video. And then if they don't have enough, you don't have enough internet for the video to continue, we can then turn that off. So take care, stay safe. I love you all. Thank you so much for coming along. I hope you enjoyed this class. It's a long time overdue, I know. And I have another one that I want to, I have another sort of gift type pseudo card thing I want to redo as well. So I don't know if that'll be next week or in a couple of weeks' time. So we'll see how we go. So take care, stay safe, love you all, and thank you so much for coming along. You guys are amazing. And you're the reason why we do what we do. Thank you. Bye.